Awesome. All right, so I'll say a quick prayer. We can get started with this.
Okay.
Our dear, kind, and most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for our many wonderful blessings that we have. We're grateful to attend this university. We're grateful to be in this class. We're grateful for our group and the other members that we have. We pray that we may be able to be led by Thy Spirit, and that we may be able to all have good learning and be able to come to a better understanding of this case. We pray that we may be able to apply it in our lives at some point, and that we may be also able to increase our knowledge with it. And Father, again, we thank Thee for our many blessings that we have, and we pray for these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay. So this is what I did. I put each question above to make it a little easier.
So it's basically just the, I guess, like converting the information into one that matches the exhibit that was in the article that we read also, right?
Yeah.
Just transferring the info over.
Mm-hmm. So number 1 said create a capitalization table for home plate at the time of the initial founding of the company, include the number of shares, price per share, total investment, and what percentage of the firm Lexi owned. So she had 100,000 shares and she invested 1,000. So we just divided those two to make it 10 cents or 1 cent a share. She owned all of it.
Makes sense to me.
And then 1B says, do you need me to make it bigger?
No, I can see fine.
Okay. Create a capitalization table for home plate, assuming that the angel invests 50,000 at 50 cents a share. Assume Lexi issues new shares to the investors, so she retains her original 100,000 shares. How many shares would the angel purchase under the proposal? And what share of the equity would Lexi own? And what would the angel own? So she had her original 1,000 or 100,000, 1,000 invested, still that much per share, and then Angel invested 50,000 at 50 cents a share.
Mm-hmm.
So to get this one, let's see. Yeah, you divide this divided by, wait, that's why I didn't do that, because that's already a formula. Go away. Okay, so this was 50,000 divided by 50 cents to get 100,000 shares. And so they each own 50-50 because
she issued new shares for that one.
Yeah, so for this I would do this number. Oh, crud. I would do 100,000 divided by the sum of both of those to get the percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So they both own 50%. Then create a capitalization table for home plate, assuming that the angel investor invests 50,000 at $2 per share. How many shares would the angel purchase under the proposal, and what share of equity would Lexi own, and what share would the angel own? So again, 100,000, same thing here. This time, angel 50,000 invested at $2. So this is 50,000 divided by $2 gets you 25,000 share. number of shares. And then here I just did 100,000 divided by the sum of 100,000 and 25,000.
Yeah.
And then this one, 25,000 divided by 125,000.
It's pretty straightforward. So that one, so I did have a question on the when it's asking these math questions.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them aren't like that information is not in the case. They're just making stuff up, right? I mean, that's
Yeah, I just got this from that Word document.
okay. Yeah, that's what I was. I just want to make sure that there wasn't like information in the case that was because like the question where it's like, oh, if the investor is 50,000 at $2 per share, like there's nothing in the case that talks about
I don't
$50,000, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I hope not.
Also, I mean, it's a short, tiny little case. That's why I was like, man, hopefully there's not more information somewhere that I'm missing.
Well, it did in the Word document. It did talk about it, but it was mostly her initial
Got
stuff
it.
that I saw. But yeah. Assuming Lexi and the Angel agreed on $1 per share in the seed round, what share of the company would she own after Series A? Assuming she raises 300,000 at $2.50 per share, and what share of the company would Angel own in Potato Rock? So, hold on, Leslie's texting me. She should get the other. She said she can't join it.
Really?
That's weird.
She said she had that same issue when I did it too. But I think she was the only one that couldn't join it.
Let me text her. I guess she could FaceTime. Well, she doesn't have an iPhone. Okay, I don't know what to do because we're already live.
Let me see. I just want to see something real quick.
She's got two. You got two, right? One didn't work and one did, right?
Right. Yeah, so the first one that was emailed doesn't work, but let me see if it lets me join
She
this.
said she can hear us.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in it twice. I'm actually on two different computers right now. So I just wanted to make sure it would still let me join it. So I think she might be clicking on the wrong one.
Which one? What did it start with? The link.
So the link that works is actually a separate email from Google Hangouts. It's not part of our group chat that we have going on.
Let me try and send it to her again. I gotta find her email. Okay, copy. That one should work. Okay, I just sent it to her again. Okay, so we'll just keep going until she gets on.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but the link definitely works because
she said she didn't get a second link, so I tried sending it again.
that might be. So that was the other thing is I think it was because I was logged on because normally that when at least when she sends out the links, it comes up as like an actual like HTTP address.
Uh-huh.
But this one, it actually like rang into my computer like a phone call. Like my computer actually started ringing.
For the second one?
Yeah, normally it doesn't do that.
That's
and
weird.
so I don't know if that's maybe why I was able to join instantly, but maybe she wasn't able to join it.
I wonder why, because I did exactly the first time I clicked video call.
Mm-hmm.
The second time I did exactly how you told me to. Well, hopefully she gets it. Okay, so for this one, let's see. So the same thing for, she didn't get it, good.
Let me see if maybe I can send it to her.
Because I just sent it to her through it right now. I invited her. The link I got is not a Google Hangout link. What? I'm like in the Hangout clicking that little plus invite people.
Does it have the shareable link on there?
On the bottom right, there's the YouTube link. That's what I sent you the first time when you said it didn't work.
Yeah, let me see if I can send this one to Leslie. Whoa, 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 what the heck just happened? Because on the link I sent her just now, I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I just copied the link out of my address bar at the top.
Oh, yeah. Mine shows it's locked. Maybe you could just call her, but I think it might echo.
Nope.
Oh, yes.
Hey.
Hey there.
What's up, Leslie?
Hey, that was really funny because I could totally hear you guys. Like I'm watching your meeting.
That's too funny. Okay.
These Google Hangouts, I swear, every time they get more, I don't know, they have little quirks.
Okay, should we start over?
Nah, I'll just watch the meeting. I'll try to catch up to where
Are you
you're
sure?
at.
It wasn't that long. It took us like 5 minutes. It took us longer to try and get you in the call.
Well, I was watching you for a second while I was watching you go to grab my thing.
Okay. Well, then we'll just go to number 3 then, I guess, if you have questions. Again, I hope this is right. I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to. Okay, so founders, 100,000, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Angel investors, same thing, except $1 per share, and they invested 50,000. So 50,000 shares. That divided by that. Oh shoot. Okay, and then the Potato Rock was 300,000 at $2.50 per share. So 300,000 divided by 250 gives you 120,000 shares. And then
Which paragraph are you guys on?
one, number 3.
Yeah, we're just going through the questions. They're all basically math questions this week.
Yeah, that's what Kaylee was saying.
So.
Oh, so you're on number 3 on the assuming Lexi and the Angel agreed on $1 per share in the seed round. That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then to find the percentage, I just did their share, so 100,000 divided by the sum of all the shares.
I'll be done soon, guys.
And just the same for each one of them. 50,000 divided by the sum of all the shares. And this one was 120,000 divided by the sum of all the shares.
Yeah, the way you're doing it is exactly like the way it is in the article. So
I can send this to y'all if y'all want.
Yeah, that was really smart of you to do that because I was looking at it going, are we really supposed to be doing this?
And then, okay, so number 4, create a capital.
Okay, so we're on number 4 now.
Yeah, are you okay with moving on or do you have questions?
No, I'll just, my mind is, I was going to tell you guys, I've been sick and I'm so like not with it. In fact, I told you, Kaylee, I didn't even hand my rental runway paper in. And he said I could just hand it. I seriously even had to go to the doctor yesterday
I'm sorry.
because I've been sick. I've been so sick.
I think, I don't think you graded that yet, huh?
Yeah, I don't have
He
any.
hasn't.
I still have the F for the post. I still hate that the post is stuff gives you an F right off the bat.
I know, because it makes your grades so like ugly.
Well, at least I have an A- in the class now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on number 4, create a capitalization table for Lexi's venture after raising. So I'm guessing the capitalization table, is that the one that was like in the example?
Yeah, so in
Like
the second reading, the article.
Yeah, where it says capitalization tables, and then they gave us an example of the capitalization table, and we needed to create a capitalization table. It looks like Kaylee has already done it, though.
Yeah, that's basically what they should look like if we do them right.
Okay, so same thing. Founders, the same. And then for the angel investors, let's see, it says the debt will convert at a 10% discount, meaning the angel investor will be able to convert her debt into equity for 10% lower price per share than the Series A investor. So this was a Series A investor, right? 2.5 or $2.05 or 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So for here, it's 10% off of this, right?
For the discount rate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just multiplied by 2.5 times 0.9, because then that'll give you your 10% off. And that's $2.25. And then to get the number of shares, you just divide then 50,000 divided by $2.25.
Yeah, I'm so lost. I guess I just don't know where we're at. So you're on number 4, right?
Yes.
And you've already created the capitalization table because you have it there. So you're just working on.
Yeah, I mean that's basically all the questions are, is just creating the table. So we're just going over.
Here, we'll start over, Leslie.
Well, you don't have to start over because I know you guys want to go do stuff. I will watch the video.
Okay,
So
it's
that
really not that bad. I don't mind.
Yeah, so it doesn't take too long. It's not bad at all.
So look, number 1 says create a chart or a table for home plate at the time of the initial founding of the company, include shares, price per shares, investment, and the percentage she owned. So it said in the article she had invested 1,000, and she had 100,000 shares. So in order to find how much it costs, you just divide this divided by this. This divided by this. And that's how you find this. And then she was the only one at the time that was owning it. So she owned 100% of it.
Right.
Okay.
You got the 1 cent by dividing.
Yeah, you divide.
Yeah, because she issued the 100,000 and she paid $1,000 of her own money to get those 100,000.
Yeah, to herself. Right.
Yeah. So this
okay. Yep. Okay.
1,000 divided by. Wait, no, sorry. Hold on. This would be 1,000 divided by 100,000. And it gives you 1 cent. So then 1B says create another table assuming angel investors invest 50,000 at 50 cents a share. Assume that Lexi issues new shares to the investors so that she retains her original 100,000. So we do the same thing as we did over here. We keep that. But now she's also having the angel investor invest 50,000 at 50 cents a share. So to get this, you divide 50,000 divided by 50 cents a share, and that gives you 100,000 shares.
Did it actually say? I didn't see where it said that she was going to give him 100,000 shares.
For
So
this
how
one?
did you figure that out?
For which one?
I did see that they said that they were going to give her $50,000 and the investor wanted to buy shares of 50 cents per share. So where did we determine that? How did you determine that she gave him 100,000 shares?
So it's the calculation. So we
Okay,
have
so you just
we have the amount of investment and we have the amount of per share that it costs. So we just divide these two numbers. And that'll tell us how many shares, because if they invested $50,000 into her company at 50 cents a share, then that $50,000 was able to buy 100,000 shares at 50 cents a piece.
got it.
Okay. So then to find the number or the percentage of ownership, you can do it two ways. You can put right here if you wanted to, like the sum of both of these, and you have 200,000. I didn't do that. I just did, to find the percent of ownership, you take 100,000 and you divide it by the sum of both shares. So it's ultimately 100,000 divided by 200,000.
Right.
And that gives you 50%. And then you do the same for this one, this 100,000 divided by 200,000.
Dude, you are such a genius for figuring this all out.
And then number 2. Did that make sense?
Yep, it totally does. So then the next one,
The same
we're
thing.
gonna do it for $2 per share.
Yes. So
Okay.
we know for sure that they invested 50,000 and they paid $2 per share. So with
Right.
50,000, you're able to buy 25,000 shares at $2 a piece.
Right.
So ultimately, the number of shares times the price per shares equals the total investment
Okay.
that they were able to make. Okay. So then to find the percentage, again, it was just 100,000 divided by the total of these two, so 125,000. And that gave us 80% ownership. And this one would be 25,000 divided by total of 125,000, which would give us 20%.
Got it.
So here, assume, okay, Angel agreed on $1 per share. What share of the company would she own after Series A, assuming she raises 300,000 at $2.50 a share? And what share of the company would Angel own in Potato Rock? So we still have her initial 100,000. Angel investors had their 50,000, but this time at $1 a share. So with $1, they were able to buy 50,000 shares. And then it says Potato Rock invested $300,000 for $2.50 a share. So they were able to buy 120,000 shares with their $300,000. And then the same thing for the percentage. 100,000 divided by 270, and then this one's 50,000 divided by 270, and then 120 divided by 270.
Sweet.
Then we have create a table for Lexi's venture after raising her Series A funding using the following assumptions. She chooses 50,000 convertible debt instead of equity for the Angel round of financing. The convertible debt carried a 0% interest. Lexi will raise an additional 300,000 at $2.50 per share in 1 year. The debt will convert at 10% discount, meaning the angel investor will be able to convert her debt into equity for 10% lower price per share than the Series A investor will pay. So we already know that the Series A investor was this bottom one. We already know they said they'd invest $300,000 at $2.50 a share.
Right.
And then it says that the angel would invest $50,000, and then their price per share, dollar per share, would be 10% off of Series A. So 10% of 250 would be 25 cents.
Yep.
So we'd subtract 25 cents from 250 and get 225. And then we're able to find out how many shares they're able to buy based on 50,000.
But what about, what's the convertible debt? The convertible debt carried a 0% interest rate. So where do we put that?
We don't.
So you don't have to record the convertible debt at all?
Well, this is, I don't know, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, so the convertible debt, I mean, that video, I had to watch that like 3 times to even get a like somewhat understanding of convertible debt.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's right. There's a video. Ugh. I'll watch it.
yeah, so the video on the convertible debt, but basically it's just in this instance, saying that the convertible debt carried a 0% interest rate is more just information for you, not necessarily something you have to include. It would affect it if it was larger than 0%, but if it's a 0% interest rate, it doesn't really affect anything, so you don't have to include it.
So in number 5, where it says, how does the convertible debt affect Lexi's ownership of share of her firm? Then it doesn't affect it, right?
Well,
Not the interest rate.
Do what?
what'd you say, Mike?
I said it does hurt. So her convertible debt does affect her ownership share of her firm, just not in the sense of the interest rate doesn't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
So I don't know if I did this part right, but I said that I think it would be better if she did convertible debt, but either way, she's still losing like a lot. Like if you look, okay, let's see. Where are we at? So like over here, he's already like losing ownership of her company. She
Right.
owns less than half of her company here. But with convertible debt, she owns a little bit more than she did without doing convertible debt.
So what we want to do is we want to choose the round that she's going to be able to keep the most percent of ownership, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what it said in the Funding New Ventures Valuation Financing thing, which I actually did read that.
Mm-hmm.
I just forgot to watch the video. I was at work.
It's okay.
And sick.
So I said I think she'll lose less of her company's convertible debt, but she still won't possess the largest part of or largest number of shares.
Well, she keeps the most amount with, if you scroll up with the I mean, obviously she keeps the most amount when she just has the angel form invest. But is that not an option, I guess, then? Where she still has 80% ownership?
Well, my only thing that I could think of is she's not having much invested in her company by doing that.
And she needs the extra amount.
I would think so. Because like here, she was able to. They invested like 300,000 more, which does help her company grow.
Yeah, which that was actually the part I was confused about, because in the paragraph talking about the convertible debt, it talks about basically basically it's based on firm valuation at that point. And so although she says, like in question 4, raising an additional 300,000 at $250 per share, it doesn't really tell you what the valuation of the firm is, just that she chose 50,000 in convertible debt instead of equity.
Yeah.
And so it makes it kind of hard to do the complete calculation, I guess, because the valuation of the firm affects the other 2 investors depending on what that would be, I guess.
Well, I didn't know if there wasn't like more that I should have done to figure it out, or if it was just like.
No, that's the thing. Like reading it, I can't see what. I mean, there's no value given for it or any way to figure it out.
So I guess that's what threw me off, is because I didn't know. I thought that what I got out of this is she was considering raising $300,000 more, but it wasn't necessarily necessary. So am I getting it wrong?
No. Let me see. I don't even know where this case is at. Hold on.
She says she expected to have to raise an additional $300,000 in about a year. At that time, she also anticipated the price per share to reach $250 at that round. She wanted to understand how the price per share in the angel round would affect her ownership percentage when she raised the next round of investment. So I guess then what we're doing is we're just like figuring out how much it will be for the next round. Right? And so she's just exploring her options for the next, when she has to raise, like the next year when she has to raise the additional amount.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I guess we could look at just these 2 then, right? This one and this one.
Yeah.
It's better to do convertible debt or to have it this way.
Yeah, which still I think convertible debt's a better option because it's a larger share percentage.
Yeah. So if we're basing off of just these 2, then yeah, this one would be better for her.
Because I guess it gives her the most with giving up the least.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I guess it's just scary to me because like she doesn't even own 50% of her company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever do a deal that would make that the case, but I mean, I guess if something.
Yeah, because she could totally, that other place essentially owns her company.
Yeah.
Because they own the majority of shares. They could vote her out.
So if she considered to have the 300,000 investment, then it'd be best for her to use convertible debt if that's the route you wanted to go.
Right.
But
although
both options are pretty sticky.
I don't know, it's kind of, those are crazy numbers.
Yeah. So I guess that's all we have to do.
I think that's it.
So at the end of the video, we just, go over again and say, well, we've decided that this is the best one because she's going to lose the least amount or percentage of ownership with this one.
So do we all think convertible debt is the best?
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
It's best of the options she has. In my mind, it's not
Right.
the best option because she gives up controlling interest. But
yeah,
that's how I feel. I feel like it's just scary either way. But
That's why I
If
put
that's-
she'll lose less of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's her only option, then obviously that's the best one. But yeah, I think it's just scary.
So I think my next move, if I was Potato Rock, is I would buy out the angel investor, and then I'd have 58% of the company or whatever. And
For reals? I mean, they could do that. That's why I was almost looking at but it's still. I mean, really, if I were her, I would only raise. If that's going to be the case, I would only raise $200,000. I know that they give you the option of 300, and that's like it makes it seem like that's their only option. But in the real business world, we know that it's not like you either have to do this or you have to do this.
What were the
type of thing.
options? What were the options in the pre-quiz thingy?
so
I haven't even taken it yet.
I can't remember. It said to do
Here, I'll take it right now. I'll look
I
at it.
think 300,000 and then something else.
yeah, so let me see. So it said one of the options was to sell shares to the angel at 50 cents a share. Sell shares to the angel at $2 a share. Raise 300,000 at $250 a share, or utilize convertible debt.
So 50 cents a share would give her 50% ownership. $2 a share would give her 80% ownership. Yeah, that's what confuses me. I don't know.
So I think if I was her, I'd probably utilize the $2 per share,
Right.
because then when the angel goes back to reinvest at the 10% discount, it's not really doing that much more for them, I guess.
So then we don't think convertible debt.
Well, out of the options that they say here, the one where she sells the shares to Angel at $2 a share gives her the majority of control of her company.
But does it
So if
based
we have-
on, let's see.
What?
Well, I guess it doesn't actually make a difference, because whether that she sells it at $2 a share now, it's still going to be the same when they do the 10% discount. It's because it's still going to change their share price to the same 225, and the Potato Rock is going to have it at 250. So I guess the percentages stay the same. I guess it's just whether or not she has equity, or whether whether the debt comes to equity or not is what the difference is, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. To me, it's strange that they say which option should Lexi choose for the seed round based on your analysis. You're saying even if she does sell the shares to the angel at $2 a share, she's still going to have to do the raise 300,000 at 250 a share.
Yeah, I don't see a difference between those two options, I guess. It's
Well, because you feel like she's going to have to get that money, that 300,000 anyway, right?
yeah, so I guess that's what I mean. If they're saying there's 4 different options, and it's not just the option between the last two, then the best option would be to sell to the angel at $2 a share, because she maintains 80% controlling interest. Supposing she doesn't need the 300,000 extra.
Right. That's how I take those questions. Is they're asking you, you can either do that. I don't know. I find it confusing.
So I think, as far as the quiz is concerned, I don't know. Well, I guess they're asking whether we think she actually needs that extra 300,000 or not. Because if she values her company at $2 per share or whatever, and then doesn't raise that 300,000, then that's the best option as far as having ownership. But if she needs the 300,000 either way, then it really makes no difference what she sells the company to the angel investor act, because either way they're going to get screwed when Potato Rock comes in at $2.50 a share.
Yeah.
I think I just wouldn't have Potato Rack invest so much, but that would be my choice.
Yeah.
That's what they say needs to be the rules. So I think we're done. Do you guys think we're done?
I think so. I think I'm a little confused, but I think we're finished.
Well, it is
Yeah.
confusing because of what we just discussed, because like the questions, it makes it seem like that's a choice, that you don't have to raise the $300,000. But then if you read the article, it almost makes it seem like in a year she's going to need to raise the $300,000. So you bring up a valid point, because you're like, well, either way, she's still going to lose a great big part of her company to Potato Rock, because she needs that $300,000 investment.
So let's just say if she is going to make $300,000 investment,
Then
then
go with the convertible debt.
the best option would be convertible debt.
Right. Because she'll keep the majority, she'll keep the most percentage of her ownership.
Yep.
Mhm.
So yes, I totally agree with that.
So I guess that's
If
how
that-
we base our case is if she is going to do 300,000 anyways, then the best option out of these two would be convertible debt.
Right. I agree with that.
Okay.
I think we're in agreement. So
Cool.
I feel bad because then they didn't come.
did you guys get his email?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was gonna send the work, but he didn't say anything, did y'all?
I didn't get it. I didn't get anything.
I'm gonna still put his name down and say that he emailed us because he did.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to get him any more behind.
Me either.
I know. I'm like super stressed out about. Are you still recording?
I'm gonna stop it right now.